So we're moving into Module 10. So in Part 1, you're going to be doing theoretical yield, and theoretical yield also includes figuring out amounts of reactants as well as amounts of products, just depending on what information you have been given. So an example of theoretical yield, and this might look familiar, we're coming back to it, is that kind of a setup. We initially learned it in Module 2, and then we came back to it a little bit in the molarity section, and so you can see it again. And the key with all of this is that you change in the middle, and it's going to be related to the coefficients, those big numbers in front. And so this step right here is especially what's new. And you'll do several of these and hopefully get really comfortable with it. You can also just have the middle section. So some of the problems will just go from moles to moles, and some might just go from grams to moles. That's Part 1. And then Part 2, it's limiting versus excess. And these are limiting reactants, excess reactants. If you had high school chemistry and you remember any of it, that might be it. And so the idea is that if we are making something like water, and it has an oxygen and 2 hydrogens are the circles, and if we have a certain amount in each of these containers, when you put them together, if you count it up, you might have an extra thing left over. So in this case, this one's left over, all of the blues are used up. So we're going over that idea. And then again, this was covered in the first part of the module, but we're doing it again, but it's kind of like twice as much work. You're going to figure out the smallest one of these two, and it'll be the limiting. And the very last thing is you can do a third calculation like this and do a little subtraction, and you can figure out how much is left over. So that is Module 10. Make sure that you have enough time to work through the homework problems. Limiting versus excess problems can take a while, so can theoretical yield when you're first learning it.